All right. Next is from Kevin Donald. Subject is Joe. I ran this email into the show on December 31st, which means the WrestleMania season officially begins within 24 hours. Right now, it looks like the WrestleMania 40 storylines will be CM Punk versus Seth and Cody versus Roman. Well, that has changed, obviously, with The Rock somehow being involved. As a longtime wrestling fan since I was a kid, it's very exciting times. What does Tony Khan do to compete with this? Why he had MJF finally drop the AEW title to an up and coming mega draw, Samoa Joe. Now MJF had to drop the title because he's injured in real life, and frankly, his run has been a total dud. But Tony Khan really couldn't come up with a single better replacement than Joe. AEW is 0 draws, so it really doesn't matter who is on top. Could have been Swerve or anyone, but instead Tony Khan goes with a guy who looks like he doesn't even want to be there. K100, what do you think about this? For me, it's a giant mistake, and Tony Khan has to be better if he thinks the Samoa Joe versus Adam Cole is going to work. I've said this from the get-go. Okay, I like Joe. Okay, Joe is actually I have no issues with Joe with the title because he's like
believable.
He's believable. That's a position he should always be in the title picture. That's what he was when he was Samoa Joe coming out of Ring of Honor.
Think about this, Disco. Yeah. Think about this. Tell me a guy that's more believable than him on the show.
Nobody. And plus two, he looks like a guy that, like, compared to the other roster, you look at, it's like, who's going to beat this guy? He's like big, and he's like, who's going to put this guy's shoulders down to the mat for 3? You know what I'm saying? That's what he physically looks like, and he wrestles like it too. You know, so that's a good thing. But like the other ones, I'm like, you know, they've pushed Orange Cassidy, and now they had that big what was this, the Continental Classic, and then they gave it to Eddie. I'm like, did you like when you look at all the performers they had, would you have said like Eddie Kingston should win this? If this is like a sports-based tournament that we're doing, and like, you know, stuff, it's like I just don't get it. I don't know this. Tony just has this really weird.
They're in New York. He wants to send the home people happy because they're not sending him with MJF.
Right.
And he's like the chosen one from the fans. He wasn't really somebody the company pushed. The fans got him over, and then the company piggybacked on it. So they want to make the fans happy. That's how I look at that. But my pick would have been Swerve.
Me too. But maybe Swerve has bigger things.
Right. Maybe
crown.
Too. Yeah.
He's going to be in the world title picture. He should be. Bro, did you know that? Okay, it was funny too. Remember, we were like months and months and months ago, where we were saying, like, you know, I was one of the first people to point this out. Like, he's one of the characters that really sticks out on that show because he's got personality and he's got a very cool looking skill set that's kind of unique, and it's not as indie as
doesn't look like everybody else's.
Right, he's from the WWE system. You know, he was in it, so he knows how to work a style, right? But he still does. You know, in AEW, he still does a lot of stuff I would rather not see him do. Okay, but
if you saw him
but I was interested in watching. You know, like he was a draw for me. Like when he would be on TV, I'm like, this guy's doing some good stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then there's like, you know, and it's funny because like I've exchanged conversation with the guy, and he's actually been in the club before. You know, and I was just saying, like, you know, bro, like I'm saying, they kind of start pushing you. He goes, "Oh, trust me, they're going to have to soon." You know, because he knew, like, hey, I'm getting like, listen to the people. You know, I'm this, like, it was a very organic build with Swerve. You know what I'm saying? So,
and if you saw him at the scrum too, Di.
Well, let me throw this other thing at you real quick, just so you know. Sorry, Joe. So,
let's go.
When I went there that day, that I told you I met that guy Will Washington,
right?
Who had nothing bad to say about you, by the way.
That's
but
delightful guy.
Yes.
I thought they all like
no, because No, I brought him up to you, and he had nothing bad. I'm entertained by Disco.
Right.
And so I asked him what was some of his job description, and one of his job descriptions was to make sure that we got over African American talent, and one of the first guys, or the first guy, was Swerve.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, if that was what he's been getting the job, it's absolutely. I got to give Will Washington credit then for working with Swerve and getting him over, because he was in December. Swerve was the #1 merch seller in that company.
Really?
Yes. I just read that online today. I was like, wow, that's, you know, bro, that just shows you the
well
guy's
deserved. Well deserved. He's been
Absolutely.
the hottest guy. He's been the hottest guy not named MJF.
Yeah. And he, you know what he did too? A lot of these other cats do not get it. Bro, when he had that mic in his hand and like he had a face off with Adam Page, he ripped the guy. And so like you had to bro, that's the one thing these other cats that just don't have the mic skills, bro. You got to eviscerate people on the mic when you get a chance. That's how you get, that's how people notice you, you know? And these other guys are doing these promos in the back and just, it's lame, you know. So this guy's he knew what he had to do, and he nailed it every chance he got. So you know, more credit to him. So
I was just gonna say that if you saw him at the scrum, even in that environment, like the confidence, the cadence, like he just you want to watch and even see what he says there, you know.
Yeah.